Hello and welcome. I hope you're safe and well in today's exciting episode. I finished beading this. Well, there's still a few little bits to go, but I've done a lot.
It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket.
I did mean to film loads of my collections videos of all my jackets over the weekend, but I just beaded. And then today there were thunderstorms all day. It finally started. The sun came out and I was going to film everything, but I'm exhausted from doing all the beading. I know I was just sitting at my desk beading, but it's exhausting in its own way. Anyway, here is the story of how this jacket was done, because it is a little bit of a saga. So this is what the grey jacket looked like last time you saw it, the one with flowers on it. I had done the half of the fronts with the chandelier style beads, and they sort of matched the back. I wasn't sure about them because the front bit, a lot of them are at the exact same height, whereas on the back it's more organic and they're sort of patchy and slightly different heights. So partly that is because I'd put different amounts of beads per string, but also partly because it was, the more you do something, the more uniform you get, generally speaking. Also, you have different moods, so your beading ends up looking different. So yeah, I should have factored that in. Anyway, so now I'm going to do the other side of the front, but I'm running low on beads. So I had this mix that I was going to use on some brown sequin fabric. You've probably seen the collections video of the brown jackets by now. Anyway, these are the bead mix I was going to use, but look at them on this magenta quilting print fabric. It's a cotton. And it's sort of vintagey 1960s, 1970s. It can't decide what it is. It's a little bit boho, a little bit 1960s. It's a weird mix. Anyway, I think the flowers look fabulous on that, but they look even better if I take out the grey and the black ones. I'm not sure about they're not exactly black. They're not. I've got this velvet jacket in red and black, which sounds hideous, but it's pretty gorgeous. And it's got beaded trim out of black and red, and they're too grey to be in that one. But yeah, I'm not sure. I think that feel like they're too dark to be in this grey one. So we shall see if I can get by without the darker ones. Otherwise, I'll have to add them in. But it's good to have some more beads. So now, yeah, I get the jacket down off the mannequin. I'll do the chandelier bit on the opposite side, and then I still have some on the side where the chandelier is done. I've still got some to fill in there. I've also got both sleeves to do. One sleeve, this sleeve has a little bit of the canopy section done. The other sleeve clearly does not. But now I have the beads to do that. And also I have the back that has to be done. And while I spend forever doing that beading, I think I will be dreaming about this one, because I think these are going to look absolutely gorgeous together. I definitely have to make this jacket. I think I'm going to make the Berta 6123 because this pattern has the longer sleeves. It's sort of a Chanel style jacket, but you can half make it, then do all the beading, then hand sew it up together. So you can leave it flat while you're beading it, which is just so much easier. But the simplicity one that I've been using for the grey jackets, I've been using this pattern for loads. It's good for the narrower fabrics like a quilting cotton, and the felts also come in a very narrow strip, the piece of fabric, whereas this one here, it looks like a quilting cotton, but actually it's a fashion width fabric. So I think I'm going to have enough room to make the long sleeve jacket. So yeah, it will, because I'm kind of getting sick of the short sleeve ones. I do have loads and loads of long sleeve jackets, so it is good to have, a few short sleeve ones, but I don't know, I'm getting to the point where I want to make a long sleeve one again, so I think this one will be it. Anyway, back to this grey flower jacket. So I took it off the mannequin, cleared the bench down, unpinned the sides so it's flat again, and I've just been adding I'm just started adding the canopy to the right sleeve, and I ended up using those sort of blackish or dark grey beads, that flower beads that look a little bit like bluebells, and they're not very dark, so they work really well. I was worried that they would look too dark, but because they're not close together, and yeah, I think they mesh really well with it. So I haven't used that many, but just a sprinkling of them here and there. So as you can see, there's still quite a bit of the felt that you can actually see, and I kind of want it all covered. So I will continue doing the canopy, and once that's done, I will be back. There's still some to do on the other sleeve as well. So there is plenty more work to do. I'll go do it. So this is the next day. I worked long into the night, and I even ended up using up some of those bugle beads on the sort of middle of the sleeve. And yeah, so you can see this little patches still. That's the underarm bit where I'm going to have to sew the two underarm sides of the underarm together. So there's little bits of felt that you can still see, but for the most part, it is very densely covered. I kind of went a little bit overboard. There are also sort of stacks of seed beads in there as well, because I didn't have as many of those cherry blossom ones that I'd want, because I need to keep some of them to hang them down. So yeah, and there was a little bit on the back that needed a bit more work as well. So this, and a tiny bit near the shoulder of the front as well. So I think this side is okay. So now I have to turn it round and do the other side. Here we go. It's deja vu all over again. So as you can see, lots of felt bits that I need to cover up. So obviously the first layer is done, and there are little bits of the canopy done on the sleeve and on the back, but there's also bits around the shoulder on the front and the back and the sleeve, and I've got plenty, well, the jacket's covering them, but I do have enough flowers to finish this side as well, so that's good. So I will do all this work. Gosh, so much work, but it is fun. This jacket is fun to do. Despite the distinct lack of colour, it's actually quite fun to work on with all the different beads. But in my mind, I am definitely thinking about this jacket that I'm going to make with all the purples and browns and oranges. It's going to be fabulous. Anyway, back to this one. I shall get to it. Okay, I've done about half now. And look at, oh yeah, so I just finished this needle of thread, so I thought I'd pick up the camera. So the half on the right side of the screen is done, and the bit on the left here is yet to do. And I just thought I'd show you the difference between, so the left bit has one layer done, and the other bit that I'm focusing on now is canopied. And so it's got I just basically put 2 more seed beads on the thread before putting the flower on. I've got a whole video about how to do the beading, so I'll link that below. And yeah, so I'm getting there slowly. There's still a bit on the front and back around the shoulder to do as well. So I shall keep going. It's finished. Well, that canopy layer is finished. Yeah, I still haven't filmed the brown jacket collection, which was going to be the next video. So luckily I bought some fabric at the sales, so that will be the next one. But here we go. So I'm just showing you all the work that I've done. So this is the one that was partially finished last time you saw it. And now it is done, and the sleeves are done. The beading technique used in the sleeves is so much better than I started at the front, then did the back, then did the sleeves. That's the exact wrong order. I mean, I could have started at the back, then gone to the sleeves, then gone to the front. That would have been good. But yeah, the problem with that is, like, you want to use the best beads on the front around the neckline. So, oh, and this is me just pitting it together. So I'll show it to you on the mannequin. I'll rustle up some of the old footage so you can see the difference. So basically all I've done is finish the sleeves. But oh my gosh, they look so much better. Here we go. Here's the old footage. Maybe it's just me. I'm very invested in this jacket, but the sleeves look like 1,000 times better than they did. So that was lame. And here they are done. It's really beautiful. So I still have to do the chandelier bit on the cuffs or the ends of the sleeves, as well as the second half of the front. So there's still a ways to go, and there's going to be chandelier pieces up the center front and around the neckline as well. So yeah, there's still a ways to go, but all the base and the canopy are done, and it's just the fun chandelier bits that are left. And oh my gosh, this is amazing. I just want to get out all my flower shaped beads and do, because I've got green, pale green ones, I've got orange and yellow ones, I've got pale pink ones, and I still have the back to do as well. And I also have the Barbie jacket, which I made almost a year ago now, and if I just pulled it apart and made it with exactly the same ingredients, it would be so much better now because I understand how to do it well. So yeah, and I was really worried about those darker bluebell shaped sort of dark grey beads, but I ended up using them all. So yeah, very happy. So now I have to I actually have to film a fabric haul, but and then I have to do all the chandelier work. This is so pretty. I love it. So then I got out the fabrics and I did a fabric haul. So the black one is this beautiful vintage lace, and then the others are just mainly quilting cottons. Oh, there's also this animal print gold fabric. It's gold foil. So it's really thin fabric. So I'm going to have to use a lot of structural layer netting as the structural layers. But that one's going to be a fun one to bead. Anyway, time to take this jacket off the mannequin, unpin it, and do that chandelier beading. It's going to be so much fun. Oh, I love my relentless optimism. It was fun for a while, but then I got all funned out and I still had more beading to do. But it is eventually done. So I did the chandelier beading and then I did an overlay chandelier beading of shorter beads higher up. So it sort of has a couple of layers. And then I also did some along the center front. And there's a hole in one side. We will see it and I will fix it. But anyway, and then I worked my way around the neckline as well, filling that in. And just above the chandelier bit on the front, there are a few sort of ball patches where you could see the felt. So I also added more beading to that. So I did a lot in several stages. I did it very systematically. So I remembered everything, but yeah, this is me pointing out that in the center front on the side that's on the left of your screen, so the right side of the jacket, there's a few spots that need to be done. I'll show you the front, the sides, the back, and the neckline from all the way. I'll get up on a chair and show it to you. And yeah, but it's pretty amazing. I'm so impressed with this jacket. I haven't added the beads on the sleeves yet, the chandelier one, but this felt takes the beads so well. So yes, I've sort of earmarked all the felt that I have for doing. I think I'm going to use them all for flower jackets where possible. So this is me pointing out that the bottom on this side is actually quite even. And the back, still haven't done the feature on the back. And this side, less so, but I don't care. So, yeah, I obviously, must work, because if you think about it, one side has got long and then it goes to short on the other. And if you turn it around, then it's long on one side and short on the other. So I'll have to keep note of that and make sure it doesn't happen in the future. So yeah, it's pretty amazing though. I mean, both sides aren't mirror images, so they're not exactly symmetrical, but weight wise they are, which is all that really matters. And I love that it looks organic. So I think this is the point where I got up on the chair and I'm showing you, I love these sort of snowflake shiny flowers, and there's a cluster of them just sort of near the shoulder on that side. And I didn't end up doing hanging down ones, except for that one little cluster there, because it just would have been too heavy. And sometimes I forget to put my hair up before I put my jacket on. And I don't want it being a whole thing. Like, my hair is very long and it's naturally, well, it's so long the waves sort of have been pulled out of it, but it is a little curly. Anyway, so there we go. Oh, and this is me lamenting that there's only a few of those big disco ball solid glass beads in there. I do have glass bubble beads, so it's just like a hollow glass round thing. So I could put them in a different one, maybe. But I don't know. I love those disco ball beads. But yeah, they are too heavy to add into this. And this is me showing you that I went away and I did more beading along the center front on the side that's on the left of your screen. So the right side of the jacket when you're wearing it. And yeah, so it looks more even now. And now all I have to do is the chandelier beading on the sleeves, which I will go and do. Actually, I think I'm going to have dinner. But after that, definitely. I did in fact have dinner. Earth-shattering. So yeah, I had pasta. It was delicious. And yeah, I'm thinking about this fabric. Definitely going to be the next jacket I make. So anyway, now we are back to sewing time. And I've poured out a massive amount of seed beads. I only end up using like less than half of them. And this is the sleeve. So yes, and the one dangling down bit that's hanging the chandelier style. So then I went along and I did one layer of the beads, the chandeliering that I'm calling it, hanging down. And so I've used up about half the beads that are the feature beads that I'm using. And so then I did another layer. So the first layer I put on 12 seed beads, and then I put the feature bead, and then I put another seed bead as the anchor. And then in the second layer, it's 10 beads. So it's slightly shorter and also higher up in the sleeve. But I think it creates a pretty good canopy. And once again, I have a beading tutorial video. It's over an hour long, and there I show you 11 different types of beading. So I show you the jacket, then I do the beading, and then I show you the jacket again, and it's step by step. And I think the last two are the Barbie jacket and the Kandinsky jacket. So the Barbie jacket has flowers in it, but it also has the wisteria sort of bits, and then the Kandinsky jacket is just wisteria bits, sort of hanging down beads, but they're in clusters. This jacket, now that I'm better at beading, I'm so tempted to pull this jacket apart and use exactly the same beads, but make it again, because I just know it will be so much better. But anyway, I've got a bunch of other things to do, so I will leave it the way it is for now. But anyway, this is the first sleeve, and it's only got 2 layers on it, and I thought I would do a third one, but I don't know, I've already used up all the feature beads. I can scrounge around for more. I've got more of them. But then this is me. I put a glass jar underneath where the shoulder will be, and then just sort of held the rest out to see what it looks like. And I really like it. It could do with more, but I've turned it round, and I'm going to do the other side first. Do the same 2 layers on this. And then, yeah, once I've done both sides, we will see from there, because I may have completely lost my enthusiasm for beading by the time I've done the first 2 layers on both sides. So I will do that, and we'll see how much energy and enthusiasm I have left after that. Well, I was right about that. Yeah, I still haven't filmed the episode of my collection of brown jackets. They are still there waiting. I'll get to it eventually. So this is the first layer on the second sleeve, and as you can see, it's a little bit patchy. I'll just be flattering and say it's more organic than the first sleeve. I decided that I was going to because I'd just been picking them out. I hadn't divided them into half and only used one box. So then I counted them, and I've got to add, it's supposed to be roughly about 50 in each layer. And I'd only done 41 in the first one. So I have to add some more. So I'm going to do 3 in the back section, 4 in the sort of square front section, and 3 in the front, front section. So yes, that's how I'm going to fix it. So I did that, and then I still had loads of beads left over. So I decided to use some of them on the neckline and just add some long strands. They look a bit messy, but once they settle down, you just pull them slightly and they settle down because of the tension I used when beading them. So I've used up some of the beads, and I think I'll use a few more, but I just wanted to pin it together and show you what it looked like. And here it is. It's, sometimes when you have wet hands and the towel isn't near you and you sort of walk around with your hands out and they're dripping down. Or, yeah, that's what it looks like. It's so funny. I love it, but just the stiffness of it, because there's actually just pins holding together the undersleeves, so they sort of sit out wrongly, and it's quite funny. Anyway, so this is what it looks like from the side. These are fabulous. These are so much more luxe than I thought they would be. It's fabulous. And yeah, I still have the triangle to do on the back, but it's looking a little patchy at the top, so I definitely think I've still got loads of seed beads left over. And bright me, I mixed the transparent and the grey ones together so that I could make sure I only used half on either side, but then I ended up having way more. So I either have to go through the seed beads and divide them back into 2 different colours, or I can use them up on this. So I think I'll pick through them and use all the grey ones, because there aren't that many grey ones left. And then the transparent ones I can use on lots of different things. So yeah, it just moves beautifully. So now I just have a little bit more work to do with the beading around the neckline. And then I have to do the triangle on the back, and then finally I'll be able to hand stitch it together, and you'll get a much better idea of what it's actually going to look like, because at the moment it looks a little bit like a scarecrow with the arms sticking out like that because of the way I pinned it. I suppose I could use safety pins, but anyway, I love these bits on the bottom of the sleeves. It's amazing. And I've only got like 10 flowers left, I think, so I might stitch them in somewhere as well, just find little gaps and things. So I'm going to do an all over check of the whole jacket. Then I think I'll probably have to do another bead haul to find the beads for the back. And then there's still so much to go, but it's getting there. Oh, these chandelier beads are just so amusing to me. Anyway, it is time to do the triangle on the back, and I was looking through my beads trying to find those hot pink and red leftover beads from the Barbie jacket that I was going to use on the back, but I can't remember, for the love of I can't remember what box they're in. So I've got out some others. So mauve would match, but I wouldn't wear it very much if mauve. These were from the Red Keys jacket, so I might use them. And strawberries, I just think they were hilarious, and they happened to be near what I was grabbing. The butterflies, I think the pink and yellow don't really go. The green, maybe. So then I put them on the jacket, and I like it, but I think I only like them because I've used green net on the inside. This one, I love these, but I've kind of got them earmarked for the back of a different jacket. So we'll leave those there. And my little mirror bits, I love them, but I've just noticed they're sort of a coffin shape, which is a bit... The world is so doom and gloom at the moment. I was like, nah. And then these ones are little mirrors, but they're in a sort of tealy colour. And I was originally going to use them on the dinosaur jacket, but I've decided to do gold on the dinosaur jacket. So maybe them. And half the dinosaurs are gold, but I've also... So I will still be using them, but the other 5 are... they're just little necklaces that I found, and I was like, oh, that'd be good for the dinosaur jacket. So maybe the teal and the dark mirrors plus some teal beads and sequins and the dinosaurs. But then I put them on there and I don't like it. And I put on the red and they look fabulous. So I think we're going with the red because, yeah, they just look better. So then, I didn't film the process at all. Well, I was thinking, I was just working. So I tend to think about one thing and bead. So sometimes I forget to pick up the camera. Anyway, so the type of beading I did on this, if you're looking at the beading video, I attach a standing up sequin between 2 beads. And I attached them. It was part of the navy tweed, navy and purple tweed jacket. And yeah, I show you how to do that in the beading video. Okay, I just went and shot some more footage. This is the tweed, isn't it lovely? I've got a tiny bit left, so I'm going to make a matching handbag. Anyway, so these are the sequin red ones that I used on this jacket, the grey one. So I got these big sequins, folded them in half, punched another hole in them, and then attached them with the red seed beads. And then once I'd done the whole of the triangle, then I added some standing up metallic sequins. So yeah, and there's a close up on the tweed. It's very beautiful. And the dinosaurs, grrr. They're T-Rexes, so I think I will put them around just around the collar at the front, because there's only 5 of them and they just match this jacket perfectly, so why not? And this is me showing you the absolute mess that is my workbench at the moment. I've got so much to put away. I did intend on using lots of different ones, but then I don't know, I started doing the sequins. And then I was like, oh, I bet I can do just sequins. And it was kind of like, I wanted to see if I could. And I think it looks really beautiful. The play of light through them is amazing. And it sort of makes, from far away, it looks like grey concrete walls sprayed with graffiti, which I love because it's beading and it took so long to do. Anyway, so here we go. And it was still thunderstorm time when I shot this footage. So if you want to skip ahead, you get to see it during daylight. But yeah, when I shot this, it was very dark and thundery outside, so I had lights on. So this is what it looks like in a artificial light environment. So I think it will look really beautiful. Now, it doesn't make much difference to the front. It does to the chandelier bits and to the back, but not so much everything else, because the flowers are a matte, like they're frosted plastic, like you would get frosted glass, but in a plastic version. So the light doesn't matter so much on them. It's just makes a difference on glass beads and anything transparent. And yeah, I love this. It's amazing. I think I still would have liked the flowers, because there were some of those hot pink daisies in there, the magenta hot pink daisies, if you know the Barbie jacket. And I think they would have looked really good, but I'm really happy with this. I've still got those 10 or 20 leftover flowers, so I'll leave it on the mannequin for a little. Oh, I can't, but I'll hang it up somewhere. I've got a couple of spots around the apartment where I just hang a jacket and I can look at it every time I walk past it. So I'll hang it in one of those spots. And yeah, because there's a bit around the back of the top, like the collar, that needs a little bit more strings, a few more strings of the grey beads. But I love this feature on the back. So it's part of a flag, and yeah, essentially it just means that I respect Indigenous rights. I have had a number of people recently, because one of my videos became very popular, and so I've had a lot of people tell me that they don't think clothes should be political, and I'm like, but you telling women that you get to control what they wear is that's your politics. As a survivor, I just don't think clothes give people permission to do anything ever. So anyway, the thunderstorm stopped, and I could actually take take some footage of it during the daylight. So here it is, and I actually cleared off the bench of all those beads. And yeah, I really love this. It's like there's a few spots that still need beads, but I was really tired at this point. This is me showing you the back of the neckline, and it's obviously collarless. I've just gone over the rest of the video, and neckline, I mean, obviously when I say collar. So yeah, I really love this. The red beads and sequins. It was incredibly difficult to do. So yeah, I should have done the base layer of the grey flower beads, then done the design feature on the back completely, all layers of that, then done the canopy of the grey beads. And this is me showing you the little dinosaurs, but then I went back and I filmed that tweed and everything, so you've already had a good look at them. There's actually 5 of them. So either on this one, I also have that rooster fabric that I'm going to turn into a jacket and use teal and steel grey beads on that. So maybe I'll save them for that. We shall see. Anyway, that is the jacket. I still have to do the lining, but that's pretty much it. So thank you very much for watching. This one was a bit of a saga, wasn't it? There is so much beading on this jacket. I really, really love the way it's turned out. Yeah, still have to do more around the collar. But yeah, I love it. I love the way it turned out. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and happy sewing and beading. I'll probably do a collections video next, and I love this little bit of footage. It's so pretty. There's something very old-fashioned about this jacket. It's very pretty. So maybe not with the dinosaurs. Anyway, take care of yourself and happy sewing.